Standing above the towering height of the mountain, a vivid reflection of nature's majestic splendor, the Farin-Rwa Waterfalls is one of Nasarawa State's iconic tourist landmarks. This site is located in Wamba local government area, about 120 kilometers away from Lafia, the state capital. Now, under the administration of Governor Abdullahi Sule, the Farin-Rwa Waterfalls is a promising tourist attraction, receiving the best of government attention. It's a long and tedious walk to the famous Farin-Rwa Waterfalls. Its beauty and splendor has been a major attraction for many in a long time. The verdict from those who visited this work of nature in Wamba local government area is that Farin-Rwa ranks as one of the best in the world.
Wannan da kuka tafiya daga Tanyan Jos na kara hangar wannan.
Suna
Suna tafiya hangar Jos kana wannan ba? Can ga gan
Ndimado.
No, the bad guy.
What is this?
On this day, guests to the famous fall include Nigeria's Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed.
I think this is quite enthralling. What we have seen here is not something you see in many parts of the world.
This is ecotourism. This is eco-friendly. This is exactly what the alternative economy that the Nigerian government has been talking about. This is the alternative. The investments in this, the potentials that are available. Our responsibility at NCDC is to create a digital identity for this and promote it. So how do people get to know about this? It is in knowing about it, they get an interest, curiosity. I want to see this. That is how they overcome the inertia, get up from wherever they are, think about the security and think, no, I want to see this. I want to see this raw. Don't wait until this place is packaged and processed and delivered like a trip to one of those foreign countries. Get up and come and see this waterfall now. It's a spectacle that you must see. As a Nigerian, you must see this before you even expect foreigners to come in and want to see this.
This God's gift to the state is located in an area that is richly blessed in agricultural production, forestry, a huge potential for power generation, in addition to the beautiful culture of the inhabitants.
This is more or less a spontaneous reaction by the people of Marhai and Masangi communities. Spotting us moving to the tourist site, they have organized their cultural display and rendition. And from what I have heard from them, they are saying A.A. Sule, they are thankful to A.A. Sule, not only for the tourist site, but for the fact that he has provided the foundation.
For many years, these endowments have remained largely untapped due to lack of access. The bad road to Farin-Rwa stalled the federal government's plan for massive agriculture and the quest to generate power from the dam. In a bid to achieve these lofty dreams of the state, the Abdullahi Sule's administration took the bull by the horn and put in place 15.5-kilometer Sisimbaki-Kwara road. The road is well asphalted and has opened the area to many prospects. The Simbaki-Farin-Rwa road was the lifeline people of the area have been waiting for.
No road to the area, and federal government was also thinking of rebuilding the dam that was there. Again, because of the road network, that was so difficult. So even federal agencies that will come and recommend to the federal government to do that, by the time they drove on that road, for a day they went back. They didn't want to come back. So nothing was happening. So we came to realize that. So that's why the first thing we tried to do was now to construct the road. As difficult as it was for us financially, we had to do that.
As I've always said, one of the keys to open the tourism potential in this country or anywhere in the world is infrastructure, infrastructure, infrastructure. And I think nothing proves this better than what we've all gone through today. I think it's important for us to invest in infrastructure so that these wonders of the world will be made available to everyone.
Today, massive cassava cultivation and other economic activities have resumed. Work has since resumed on the power generation project, with groundbreaking witnessed by many with a lot of fanfare.
The hydropower, you can only it depends on the amount of water that's available. It depends on the terrain. There are technical issues, so you can only do what you can do. If the limitation is 20 or 25 megawatts, that's all we can provide here. But of course, modern technology also provides for cascade. So if we can keep going, if we have another drop somewhere in future, we can, you can also put turbines there. So it's a continuous process, but you have to have you cannot have the whole gamut. You start a project phase 1, phase 2, and then subsequent generations, maybe 50 years, 100 years, there might be more. Who knows? But we'll do what we can do at this material time.
By the time the water flows all the way to this dam, and with 73 million liters, I wish some of you were listening when the consultant was mentioning 73 million liters of water that you are having. And the depth of the dam, you can easily generate another 25 megawatts of power here. Sir, with 50 megawatts of power, the whole of Akwanga local government and Wamba local government, including Goody Station, the city there, we do not need anything more than 3 megawatts because there are no industries, nothing to actually consume the power. So you can imagine 10 megawatts is enough to power the entire Nasarawa state. You have 40 megawatts to go straight to Abuja.
The words alone cannot say how grateful I am personally and how grateful the people of this part of Nigeria and those who will come from other parts of Nigeria to benefit from the fruit of this, the type of benefits they will have.
On behalf of the government of Nasarawa State, and particularly the colleague of the minister, who is the governor of Nasarawa State, Engineer Isle, the government and people of Nasarawa State, and especially the people of Wamba local government and Farin-Rwa development area, wish to sincerely thank the honorable minister for coming today to practicalize his commitment, his faith, and vision for this project.
The waterfalls and the exotic vegetations are some of the motivations for the state government's plan to set up a film village here.
The governor has declared the area as a film village, and we are making effort to see that the needed facilities are provided. We went to the chalets that were abandoned for years, and the governor is making effort to see that some of these things that were abandoned are revitalized for the take-off of the film village. And so the area has multiplier benefits for the people of Nasarawa State and for Nigerian people to also benefit. For investors, where necessary, if they are private driven, for investors who are global citizens that want to invest, and for the government to also partner with these investors.
We have received so many proposals from the Nigerian Guild of Actors. They want to set up a film industry here. And in collaboration with the state, there are plans to develop a film industry in this place, a film village, to be called Nasarawa State Film Village. The essence is that filmmakers, they love beautiful environments such as this, and producing a film here, it will be a worthwhile for people to come here.
The waterfalls hold an abundance of economic opportunities for the host communities and the entire state.
The advantage of this fall to the people of the state, it is good for our security and socio-economic well-being of the state. It will provide employment opportunities, and for tourists to come in, it will improve the revenue generation of the state.
A lot of tourists will be coming here, and this place is good for film village because of the background, and therefore it will boost the internal generated revenue of the state and also the local government development area as well.
It even gets better as the government realized about 5 megawatts of electricity can also be generated from the foot of the falls.
I discovered that at the waterfall, because of the pressure of the waterfall and the height of the waterfall, you can easily generate somewhere around 5 to 10 megawatts of power right there. By the time you go to the dam, it's going to be another easy one to generate, maybe roughly about 20 megawatts of power. So if you do that, you are now generating 30 megawatts of power, in that environment alone. In Nasarawa State, 30 megawatts of power is more than what we need. We don't have the number of industries that we have. Dangote sugar refinery that I run with all the heavy machines and everything, we're just generating about 16 megawatts of power. And yet we're not even utilizing all of it. So most of the time we're just using somewhere around 9 megawatts, 8 megawatts of power. So today, if you are generating 30 megawatts of power in the Sarawak state, you have enough power to now transport all the way to Abuja.
The Mahai Forest, which hosts the waterfalls, was recently gazetted by the federal government as a national life park. The forest covers an area of about 4,400 hectares of land, with numerous species of trees, herbs, and shrubs of medicinal importance. The takeover of the forest greatly excites the surrounding communities. The joy is palpable. The National State government has since set up a committee that will make recommendations which will help in the smooth handover of the forest. The team from the Office of the Conservator General commends Governor Abdullahi Sulei's efforts towards the takeover.
To engage the various states concerned on working out modalities for a smooth transition and takeover of the national parks. Two, for the National Park Service to work with the Federal Ministry of Justice to quickly put together an executive bill so that the bill can be sent to the National Assembly for the National Assembly's passage. So this means the current act establishing the National Park Service, where the names of 7 national parks is inscribed, is going to be amended to bring in these 10 new national parks.
The takeover of the site by the federal government would attract more tourists to the site.
I love this place as a tourist resort, as a national park, and then a lot of people will come in here, not just within this country, but outside this country. It is going to be one of the best tourist destinations in Nigeria. And our governor, His Excellency Engineer Abdullah Sule, he is leaving no stone unturned to ensure that this natural resource is tapped for the glory of this state and for the glory of humanity.
Area is so amazing. We are so perplexed by the gift of nature, and it's beyond imagination. And so we are thankful to God for this endowment, and we are also thankful to His Excellency for the renewed hope, the renewed effort, and the renewed vigor to see that this area is open to the global people that we have in Nigeria.
Gift of nature that has been cited here by the Almighty God Himself, and that it has existed very many years. We have been doing a lot of things here, as security, as you know, is everybody's business, and we've been engaging a lot of youth, the hunters group, and within our reach to see that this place is protected so that no external invasion from somewhere.
Locals here are deeply appreciative of the efforts of the Abdullahi Sulei's administration to revive their aspirations and prosperity.
I'm talking to you now. If you look at the people now, just little, some have gone to farm. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy with this development. And as the Marhaiman today, I'm speaking of Marhai. In Marhaiman today, almost every day, prayer is what? That this government, we have been praying for them for prosperity and even next election that they should continue because we have seen a lot of things and I believe some that have gone to school, even those that didn't go to school, they must have something doing through this one development. So we're very, very happy.
It's a very good development and it's an excellent one. It's a beautiful one. And we are going to render our support to government work in this place. And we are not going to disappoint the government. And we thank the government of AA Sule that he must continue 100 years.
Mishi inda ya bude mana ya bamu hanya nan mun gode mishi inda ya bamu hanya Farin-Ruwa nan muna gode mishi a kowane lokaci muna kara kuma Allah ya sake bashi basira kuma inda zai bana fiye da haka.
The Sisimbaki Farin-Rwa Road is a masterstroke by the Abdullahi Sulei's administration to harness the waterfalls, generate electricity, woo tourists, contribute to the nation's film industry, and grow the state's revenue profile, while firmly placing Nasarawa on the global map. The Nasarawa State Governor, Abdullahi Sule, has called on aggrieved members of the All Progressives Congress to sheathe their swords and be united ahead of the 2023 polls. The governor made the call when he played host to the national chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, at the government house in Lafia. He wants the National Working Committee of the APC to use the period before the 2023 general elections to calm nerves and pacify aggrieved members of the party.
I have no doubt in my mind, by the grace of the Almighty Allah, you will maintain your 22 governors plus. I don't have any doubt in my mind about that. And I pray that you will also maintain the other people. We have every disadvantage that comes. Maybe sometimes we'll have its own advantages. We have almost eight months before elections. That's a long time for us, and especially for all politicians like you, to use the opportunity to calm nerves and all those who have been hurt. So what I pray, Your Excellency, is that whatever is left, let us make sure, especially with the governorship and House of Assembly elections that are left, whatever is left, we do everything possible to maintain what is right and what is peaceful. Where we see a possibility of a problem, we do everything possible to avoid that problem.
Anybody who says a member of this party is an adult. And when an adult takes a decision, either you convince him, and if the decision is not favorable to you, and he does your bidding, or you leave him with God, who decides everything. As for winning election, we are working to win by the grace of God. We will win election. Take it from me that God himself does not act in vain. For God to build what he has built, the edifice called APC today, no Jupiter, you can quote me on this, no Jupiter will stand between us and victory in the next forthcoming election. All right, I tell you this, and I say this because I believe in God. God has built every edifice, and we are only working under the shadow of his will. So don't you nurse any fears, be confident, but it means you work also. We are going to work as if it's the last election we will handle. That's the commitment we're going to give to it. We'll work to ensure that
President Muhammadu Buhari hands over to an APC president.
The Nasarawa State Governor says he would serve as a mentor to students of welding, material science, and metallurgy from across Nigerian universities. The governor made this known when he hosted officials of the National Association of Materials and Metallurgical Engineering Students at the Government House in Lafia.
Of you, sir. We are so honored and thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for giving us hope. You're our only shining star right now. And everyone wants to tap from your grace. I am saying this with all humility and honesty that there's hope for us. We've seen it in you. You've established it. You've manifested it. And we believe in you, sir. Thank you for being a shining light. Thank you so much. Having said that, sir, to be very quick, based on popular recommendations, one of our senior patrons, Dr. Sanusi Mohammed, we had an interactive session with him some months ago, and he was actually the one who told us that you were a welding engineer. So he was like, go make sure you meet him and make him your grand patron. So we would like to seek your permission, sir, that before the end of the session, we decorate you as our grand patron.
What we will do is that we will go ahead and connect you with the businesses that we believe had what they call shutdown. Most of these businesses shut down during the Christmas period. And when they shut down, they are looking for fitters and welders. Those are the only people that are important. They are not looking for carpenters, they are not looking for builders, these are the two most important people during shutdown. So, because you are going to do that, and when I tell you that most of these factories in Ikeja, Lagos, actually shut down, and then some of the sugar facilities that we have around the country actually shut down. And then in the case of sugar facilities, they shut down for roughly 4 or 5 months, during the dry season, because they cannot do cropping during that period. So for that reason, they shut down. And when they shut down, it's not that they have people who are working. Most of these factories, automobile assembly, this and that, they shut down. When they shut down, they are looking for you. So that's the time for you to go and do your internship. So to say I will accept your position because I do that and I commend you for that.
And that's our package from the solid mineral state, where Governor Abdullahi Soleh is meeting the aspirations of the people and exceeding all expectations. Until the next one, it's bye for now.